Hello, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make honey garlic chicken thighs and do the cleanup process after cooking. So I've already preheated my oven to 450 degrees and I have clean hands. Here I have my ingredients. I have honey, olive oil, apple cider vinegar, garlic, chicken thighs, soy sauce, salt and pepper, and then this is also kind of, if you would like it or not, but crushed red pepper flakes. But yeah, let's get started. So first I'm gonna start off with mixing some of my wet ingredients in a bowl, which I have here. And I do have the measurements for everything, so I'll be able to tell you that as well. Okay. So first we're going to be mixing in our honey, and for honey you're going to want to do 1/3 cup. I might have gone too far. Yep, there it is. Okay. So we're going to be doing 1/3 cup of honey. We're just going to go ahead and always do it over the bowl too, so if you spill any. Ooh, okay, that might take a second. Okay, when this is full, I'll come back and add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, now that I've got the 1/3 cup of honey, we're gonna add that. And then next we are gonna be doing soy sauce. And for soy sauce, we're gonna do 2 tablespoons, so not a lot, but just enough. Oh goodness, I'm gonna grab a spatula really fast. Okay, I've gotten all of my honey put in there. I did put my dirty dishes into the sink. We'll clean that later. But next we're gonna be doing 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Awesome. Okay. Next, we are gonna be doing apple cider vinegar, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pour that. Oh goodness, let's hope that that does not come out. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Alright, let me get that out of our way. Okay. Alright, that's gonna go into our sink. And then next we're going to be doing red pepper flakes. Again, that's optional, so if you don't like a little bit of spice, you can just leave that part out. But if you are, we're only going to do 1/2 teaspoon. Let's see. There we go. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to use the other side. Okay, that's definitely some garnish there. Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead and whisk this. So I'm gonna grab that really fast. Just want to make sure it's all mixed in. Alright. Okay, now it's a little bit thick. Now you can warm up your honey if you'd like, but I chose not to because my honey was small enough, or warm enough, sorry guys.
Yes, sir.
But, alright, so next we're going to be moving on to seasoning our chicken thighs. So I'm going to set this aside and then get my cutting board and everything set up. I'll show you guys on the next part. Okay, so next we're going to be seasoning both sides of the chicken thighs with salt and pepper. And then we're going to be coating them in flour. So I do need to clean the chicken, run it under some water, because I have not done that yet. But once I do that, I'll come back and season it. Okay, so we're going to be seasoning both sides of the chicken with salt and pepper. Sorry. And then I have my flour here. We're going to be dipping them in those. So I'm just going to, I don't like a lot of salt on mine, and especially with the sauce, the soy sauce, it's gonna be salty. So I'm not doing a lot. It's up to you though. So I'd say I did about a teaspoon of salt. And then pepper. It's not the side I want. We're gonna be doing like another teaspoon or a half a teaspoon. Again, it's optional. Okay. So yeah, about a teaspoon of salt and pepper. And we're going to be flipping them over and doing the same thing to the other side. Okay, I am going to rinse my hands really fast because I don't want to cross-contaminate on the seasonings. Okay, I've got clean hands, so we are going to go in with that salt and pepper again, about a teaspoon of each, but it's up to you. Okay. And then once we, oh, that one did come out a little bit. It's okay. Good thing my grandma likes pepper. Sorry. Okay, anyways. So now we are gonna be basically dipping both sides in our flour, and then I'm gonna be plating them over here till we go and cook them on the stove, not oven. Sorry, I don't know how I got that confused, but sorry. Oh yes, looks nice and yummy. I'm just gonna go ahead and dip these and then I'll see you in the next part. Okay, so next I'm going to be kind of cleaning up my area so I can get to cooking my chicken and moving on to the sauce. So what I'm gonna do with the leftover flour is just discard it into the trash because it's no longer, yeah. I'm gonna put all my dirty dishes into the sink, and I'm going to put away I'm gonna actually wrap the chicken and put it into the freezer because I don't need it right now. Put all my stuff away, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray and disinfect and wipe down my working area so that we can move on to the sauce without cross-contaminating. Okay, so next we're going to be, so I got my area cleaned up over there. Next we're going to be basically just kind of doing a light sear on the chicken until they're golden. And then after that we're going to be putting it into a bake-safe pan, drizzling our sauce that we made over it, and then we're going to be baking it. And basically we're just going to bake it until the chicken's fully cooked. I don't have a specific time, but I'll let you know how long it took me to bake them. So we're going to add some olive oil. Ooh, but we need medium heat. That is too high, feels like. Okay. So we're gonna just let that oil get hot for a second. So I do have to use the smaller because our back ones aren't working, or our big ones aren't working. So okay, I'd say that oil is probably hot enough. Gonna go ahead and add in. There we go. Yeah, you can add in as many as you want. If I can fit all of them in here, I probably will put them in here, all in here, but if not, I'll just do it. It looks like they might all fit. We're going to put our dirty dish into the sink. I'm going to grab a fork so I can make sure to flip these as needed. I'll be right back. Okay, now it's looking like no, we haven't gotten golden brown on that side yet, but we are going to add in some of our pre-minced garlic, just so we can cook that in there. And we're gonna cook these, well, for as long as we need to cook the chicken. Again, these are clean hands. I'm always washing my hands in between steps. Okay. So, we're going to let those cook again until they're brown. Okay, looks like we might be almost there. Okay, once we're there, I'll show you, and then we can flip them over and do the same thing for the other sides. Okay, so it looks like most of them have that golden brown. So we're just going to do a real quick flip. There we go. See, nice and pretty. Our garlic's cooking amazing. Let's see. I'm gonna do a little bit longer on that guy. We're gonna do a little bit longer on that guy. This one's with the flip. Okay, we are gonna do a little bit longer on that one. I'll come back once they're fully folded. Okay, so it looks like, try not to burn myself here. It looks like they're all pretty golden on the other side. So I did end up flipping the ones that I had originally flipped over because I didn't like the way they were looking. They weren't cooked enough. But I don't know if you guys can see, but those are definitely golden. We are going to be baking these, so they are going to be fully cooked by the time we eat them. Okay. So we're just going to flip them and then let those cook until they are golden. Then we're going to transfer the chicken to a pan. We're going to put the sauce over and we are going to bake it until the chicken's fully cooked. I'll see you next. Okay, so most of our chicken is golden on each side. So what we're going to do now is we are going to turn that off. We are going to let that oil stop boiling for a second, but we are going to be moving our chicken to a bake safe pan and then putting our sauce over it to bake it. But I'll show you guys that in the next part. Okay, so now that we have our chicken lightly seared, again, this is not fully cooked, so do not eat this. If you don't want to bake your chicken, you can just cook it fully on the oven top. But anyways, so I did line my pan here with some olive oil, just because I don't want any sticking. So we're going to transfer, still kind of warm, we're going to transfer our chicken. Had a little piece come apart there. And then once we do that, then we're going to move that out of our way. We're going to take that sauce that we made earlier, and I don't have a spatula, unfortunately, or a rubber spatula, so we're just going with what works best. And we're just going to pour this over our chicken, all pieces.
Dude, I'm stuck, bro.
All right, perfect. So now that we got our sauce in there, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna put this into the sink. I'll see you in the next part to put it into the oven. Okay, so next we're gonna be putting this into our oven, which was preheated at 450 degrees. We're gonna cook it until it's fully cooked. So the inside of the chicken needs to be at a minimum of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you have a thermometer, that would be good. Or if you don't have a thermometer, you could just periodically take it out of the oven cut into the middle so you can see what it looks like. Make sure it's fully cooked. Okay, so I just pulled our chicken out of the oven. I'd say I let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. You do want to make sure that it's either above or just at 165 degrees Fahrenheit, because that is the safe spot for chicken to kill all those bacteria. Okay, so my chicken came out to be just right over 180. So that's gonna go in our dirty dish pile. We are going to, first we're gonna transfer one of our chickens over to the plate. So whatever chicken you'd like to eat. Okay. Next, after that, we're gonna take some of this sauce that we have left over. Oh yeah, it's got garlic and pepper in there. We're going to drizzle that over. Oh goodness. It's not a very good serving spoon, I'll tell you that. Okay. Alrighty. Now, this is also optional, but I am going to chop mine off with some cilantro. So, alright, so now we got that. I'm just gonna do a little top. I probably should have minced that, but that's okay. Alright. And there you have it. Your honey garlic chicken thighs. So for the next part, we're going to be wiping down and disinfecting our work area because we did work with chicken. All I have right now is Clorox wipes, but usually I would use a disinfectant spray as well as a paper towels. You could use a washcloth, but I would prefer paper towels. Okay. And then after this, we are going to be putting away all of our cool items back into the fridge, and we are going to be washing the dishes, so I'll see you in that part. Okay, so for the next part of this, the cleaning portion, I'm going to be doing all of the dishes. I use Dawn dish soap and a sponge for the grease, because this is oil actually. You want to dispose of it not in your sink and not in the toilet, so what I usually do is I put it into a plastic bag and then I just throw it away. And then I will soak my pan in hot water. I don't use soap on these, but I will use soap on everything else. Yeah. And then once I'm done with the dishes, I'll dry them here and put them away into the cupboards where they belong. And then I will give the floor a real quick sweep just to make sure we get everything that we might have dropped. And then that's it. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna wash these dishes really fast. I'll see you in the next video.